What's up, guys? I got two things I wanted to show you today. Two things. So let's just kind of get right into it here. The first thing is a new system to my collection. It makes system number 86. So I'm getting up there. I remember when I first started this channel, I was in maybe the 30s or 40s. So it's kind of ridiculous at this point. But this is a particular system I've always wanted, and it's really hard to find here in the States. Not only that, but it's an old system, and a lot of times they have issues, and not only that, but it holds its value even to today. It's really tough to get one for a nice price. So this one sort of just fell into my laps, and I was really excited about that opportunity, and I wanted to just show it to you and kind of explain a little bit about it, because I really don't know. I'm not a professional as far as this system goes, but I do know a few facts which I can go over with you. So the system that I want to show you is the Sony MSX2. Now this particular model is the HB F1XD MSX2. Now this system was released back in the 80s. I don't know, I would say early to mid 80s. And basically it was a home computer with a nice additional feature which allowed you to play a huge amount of games on this thing. It ran off of a Microsoft based operating system through basic command prompt, basic 1.0. And this particular piece of hardware, there was a lot of these released. Sony, Sanyo, Philips, a whole bunch of companies released their own MSX model, but they all did basically the same thing. They allowed you to write basic 1.0 programming. It allowed you to do basic computer functions. And not only that, but the really nice piece of addition that this thing had was a cartridge slot right here. And this one actually has a secondary cartridge slot here. And what that allowed you to do is it allowed you to play MSX and MSX2 cartridges. Now Konami was basically, that's where they got their popularity. That's where they started making games for the MSX back in the 80s. A lot of games were released first on the MSX, such as Metal Gear, for example. Metal Gear was first released on the MSX back in the 80s by Konami. And Konami had a huge amount of success with this particular system. They released the Paradius shoot 'em up series. They released a huge amount of great shmups, and they all originated from this MSX. It's a highly sought after system, and it's still very pricey to this day. Don't be surprised to pay a few $100s and up for this particular piece of hardware in complete working condition. So for that reason, I always kind of held off on getting it, but luckily this one kind of just found its way into my collection, and I'm really excited about that. So other than that, I really don't know what else to say. I'll just break this down. This is the control pad that's built into the keyboard, so you can use this to control your video games. But it also has first player and second player additional controller ports. This is where the floppy drive would go, but at the moment my floppy drive is taken apart because I'm trying to get it to work, because that part's not really working well with me right now. So that's really the only issue I'm having with this particular system. But this floppy drive isn't as important as, let's just say, the cartridge slot, because that's where the real games are going to go. The floppy drive was meant for add-ons, not add-ons, like floppy disk games, which are good, but really I'm looking for the cartridge games. So I just wanted to show you this, the Sony MSX2. It's a really cool, unique piece of hardware for its time, and I really always found this particular piece of hardware really interesting, and that's kind of why I was excited to show this to you today. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but the MSX was released by a bunch of different companies, Philips, Sanyo, Sony, etc., etc. But they all basically did the same thing. They all played MSX games and ran off of Microsoft's basic 1.0 operating system. So that's all I really know about this system at the moment. I'm still, like I said, learning, so I'm by far an expert on this particular piece of hardware, but I do find it interesting, and it's really cool. It looks really nice on my Commodore monitor, so I'm really excited. I'm trying to get some games for this. Alright guys, so that's it for this. Let's move this to the side here. And I got something else I wanted to show you. Bam. You guys might know what this is just by looking at it. It's a Neo Geo kit of a really kick-ass game that I've always wanted, and finally I was able to snag this for a nice price from a friend in Italy. The game is Flipshot. Flipshot is an awesome Neo Geo game. A lot of you might not have heard of this game because it is kind of hard to find, rare, and you know, not really part of the main lineup of known Neo Geo titles. This one is serial number 1158. It's got a really nice label. The box is in alright condition as far as, you know, a little bit of creasing, whatever, you know, but it's all there. So let's open this up and see what I got in it here. Alright, first thing I got here is the cartridge. Original label, matching serial 1158. Really nice label. Cart is in really nice condition. You know, minor scratch marks from just normal use, which is average. The cart's in really nice condition. So that's Flipshot. It also came with all the paperwork here, so let's just take a look at this. First thing it came with is the original MVS mini marquee for the game, Flipshot. It'll tell you a little bit on how to play. You know, your A button, your B button, C button, and D button. If you guys don't know, this game is kind of like a Pong on crack. Basically, you have the choice between 5 different characters, and you're on one side and your enemy's on the other. And behind you are a number of items you have to protect. And basically, you know, you have to hit the ball back and forth trying to protect your items from getting hit by the ball. The last person standing wins. But it's not just like a Pong game back and forth. You have different moves. You have like a kill technique. You could slide. You could provoke. You could counter. And you know, it's got a lot of cool little additional features that makes it a really fun, kick-ass Pong knockoff, if you would call it that. Another piece of item that was included is a little bit of artwork here. Really nice condition. Just kind of breaks down each character and, you know, their special move that they have. So it's really nice. The next thing is basically the mini marquee again, but in a bigger version. So this is all what you would get inside of a Neo MVS arcade kit. And then the final thing is just the soft dip paperwork, which isn't really too appealing, but it's still needed in order to consider it a complete kit. So yeah, guys, those were just 2 little things I wanted to show you today. I'll do some gameplay on this, maybe tonight, I don't know, depending on what time I get home. I have my Christmas party today for work, so I'm hoping I could win something big. They have some big screen TVs and iPads and a whole bunch of other shit that you could win. So hopefully I win something big. But yeah, we'll see. I'm probably also gonna get drunk, so who knows if I'll ever get to making this video tonight. But I definitely want to show you this game, Flipshot, because it's fucking awesome, and it's made by Visco, which is one of my favorite companies, and it's really unique. So there was also a second version of Flipshot called Bang Bead. And that one is similar, but the second one, so it's got a little bit of more kick to it. But a lot of people consider Flipshot to be a better title, so I went with Flipshot first, and I'm definitely gonna get Bang Bead next. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Talk to you later.